We are
The Siouxland Conference!
We are the Sheldon Orums.
The Siouxland Conference mantra is to compete on the court
and support off the court.
Compete with great sportsmanship and passion.
To create a supportive relationship for a lifetime.
We are the Siblio Cheatin' Generals, and this is the Siouxland Pact.
R, represent. We will represent our school and the Siouxland Conference by showing up and showing out.
We're the Rock Valley Rockets.
And E stands for enhance.
Make the atmosphere better for both players and fans.
We are the Boyden Hall Comets, and S stands for support.
Support can be shown by cheering for your team and having a positive attitude.
We are the Okoboji Pioneers.
And the P in respect stands for positivity,
Which means having an encouraging attitude towards those competing, officiating, and spectating.
which leads to a positive environment.
We are the Central Lyon Lions.
The second E stands for example.
As a student section, we will set the example for others before, during, and after competition.
We are the West Lyon Wildcats.
The C stands for cheer.
As members of the Siouxland Conference, we cheer for, not against.
And respect all.
T, together.
We unite to create a positive environment. Go Warriors! We are MOC Floyd Valley.
This is the Siouxland Conference.
Protect the Pact.
And hello and welcome to the ballpark in Larchwood for tonight's Siouxland Conference matchup between the visiting Sibley Cheatham Generals and the host Westline Wildcats. And on the mound for West Lyon tonight is going to be Carter Vermeer. And Vermeer only actually one appearance on the season so far. And yes, we know the mics are kind of got a lot of wind going to the mics. We'll work on fixing that as the season goes along. But Vermeer, only a third of an inning so far as he gets strike 2 over on the Sibley Cheatham leadoff batter. And Vermeer in that 1/3 of an inning actually gave up 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and no strikeouts, and gave up no hits in that appearance as well. There's a 3-2 count here. And so it looked like Vermeer, control was an issue as he gets a ground ball over to short. The field, the fire to first, is not going to be in time. A little trouble with it over there at short. And Sibley Cheatham will have a base runner. And so your West Lyon batting order will go Gage Blauette playing at second, Carter Vermeer pitching, as that one's going to miss outside. Bryce Cook will DH, and then he'll DH for the right fielder Carson Meyer. Carson Schoening will be cleanup. He'll be at first base. Tate Hoff will be in center. Bryson Childress is behind the plate catching. And there's a strike as Rich Kramer will play third. Riker Metzger will be at short, and Keegan Rodert is in left. And at the plate for Sibley Cheatham, as that one misses outside to bring the count to 2-1, is number 6, Kane Julius. And Julius so far on this young season, again, only 3 games in for Sibley Cheatham. Same with West Lyon. Julius, 10 at-bats so far. He's 7 for 10, so off to a fantastic start. A 700 batting average, 5 singles, 2 doubles. He has also driven in 2 runs, has scored 5 Sibley Cheatham runs, squares to bunt, pulls it back. That's called a ball. And we have 2 base runners on for Carter Vermeer. And that'll bring up number 23, David Poppin. And Poppin so far on the season, a 286, again through limited at-bats. 2 of 7 with 2 singles. And he's also scored 4 runs as he squares the bunt, pulls it back. So Carter Vermeer in some early trouble here. See if he can get control under him here. But Sibley Cheatham so far on the season, they lost their first game of the year against MOC Floyd Valley, as that one misses outside. Count is 1-1. MOC Floyd Valley beat them 18-5, and then Sibley Cheatham beat Trinity Christian on May 23rd, 14-8. That's in the dirt, and runners will go, and they will move up to second and third. So nobody out, and runners at second and third for Carter Vermeer. And then the third game of the year, lost to Central Lyon. It was a close game, 8-7. And it looks like actually Sibley Cheatham was leading in that game in the 7th inning before Central Lyon scored 2. That's too high, and it's a dangerous count to a pretty solid hitter, the 3-hole batter in Sibley Cheatham's lineup. And that misses high. It's ball 4. And with no outs and the bases loaded, Coach Kramer is going to talk to Carter Vermeer. It looks like his day will be done. So a short leash for Carter Vermeer. And it looks like they are going to bring in Keegan Rodert from left field. So with nobody out and the bases loaded, we will have a pitching change, and I'll take a quick break while the new pitcher warms up. You're watching Westline Baseball on YouTube.
We are
We are the Sheldon Orals.
The Siouxland Conference mantra is to compete on the court
And support off the court.
Compete with great sportsmanship and passion.
To create a supportive relationship for a lifetime.
We are the Siblio Cheatham Generals, and this is the Siouxland Pact.
R, represent. We will represent our school and the Siouxland Conference by showing up and showing out.
We're the Rock Valley Rockets.
And E stands for enhance.
Make the atmosphere better for both players and fans.
We are the Boyden Hall Comets, and S stands for support.
Support can be shown by cheering for your team and having a positive attitude.
We are the Okoboji Pioneers.
And the P in respect stands for positivity,
Which means having an encouraging attitude towards those competing, officiating, and spectating.
which leads to a positive environment.
We
are the Central Lyon Lions.
The second E stands for example.
As a student section, we will set the example for others before, during, and after competition.
We are the Westline Wildcats.
The C stands for cheer.
As members of the Siouxland Conference, we
Cheer for, not against.
And respect all.
T, together.
We unite to create a positive environment. Go Warriors! We are MOC Floyd Valley.
This is the Siouxland Conference.
Protect the Pact.
And we welcome you back to the ballpark at large with bases loaded jam for Keegan Roeder to try to get out of. He'll pitch from the stretch. And his first pitch is going to miss a little low for ball one. And some numbers for Roeder on the year. This is his second appearance, does not have a start, but 3 2/3 innings. He's given up 2 hits, 1 run. That run was earned. He's walked 2, and he has 7 strikeouts. As that one's flied into right field, and that's going to be caught. Runner will try to tag up from third, and they're going to throw over to third with the runner caught in between, and they got the out there. Great relay by the Westline outfield, and a great play by the right fielder, Carson Meyer. And just like that, there's 2 away here in the top of the first inning. And that'll bring up the DH for Siblio Cheatham. As that was in their first strike on the outside corner. 0-1, Keegan Roeder up there, not afraid of attacking the strike zone, and still 2 runners on with 2 away. And the 0-1 in there for a strike on the inside corner. Alex Bosma at the plate. Only 7 at bats. 1 of 7 on the season as that one misses low. And Bosma, single and a double to his name so far. 4 RBI. And the 1-2 pitch coming from Keegan Roeder. It is going to be a line drive straight back to Roeder for out number 3. So the Wildcats get out of bases loaded and nobody out. Do not give up a run at the top of the first inning. We'll see what they can do at the plate in the bottom half. You're watching Westline Baseball on YouTube. welcome you back to the ballpark in Larchwood. And apologize for being a little late. I know we said that pregame would start at 7:15, but I have a full-time job now. So a little late coming back from that full-time job. We'll try to not to make that a habit as the season goes along. But Wildcats got out of a tough situation to start the game. Bases loaded, nobody out. Got out of the inning without allowing a run thanks to a catch in right field by Carson Meyer. A good job by the relay getting it in and throwing it back to third to get the runner at third, who I think was maybe trying to bluff a tag. Nonetheless, the Wildcats got out of the inning. So this will bring up Gage Blauett. And Blauett got a decent amount of playing time last year, took advantage of his opportunities. I think he was more of a kind of a part-time starter to start the year. Eventually got a lot more playing time as the season went along. But here's how the West Lions season has gone. They were supposed to play Georgia Little Rock to start the year, and that game got rained out. Then they lost 8-0 to Spirit Lake, but they've rebounded since then. They beat Central Lyon 9-3 last week Friday, and then it looks like they 10-run Boyd Hill Rock Valley last night, scoring 8 in the top of the 6th inning as Blauett looks at strike one, bring the count to 2-1. And Blauett so far in the young season is at 1 for 5 so far. He has a single as well as an RBI, but he has walked 7 times so far on the season through only 3 games. And he's going to walk right there. So look at that. Gage Blauett is aboard with a leadoff walk. And again, if you're listening and you hear the wind pounding against the microphone, we're going to work on getting that better. We're going to work on making sure that my audio quality gets better as the season goes along as well. But that will bring up now for the Wildcats, Carter Vermeer. And they're going to look at the runner. But Vermeer so far at the plate has done well, 3 for 8. So let's average at 375 again. The season's still young, so we can kind of disregard averages to kind of just start the season. But 3 singles, 2 RBIs, scored 4 runs. He's walked 3 times. He's been hit by a pitch once. That brings his early on base percentage to .583. That's in the dirt. The runner is going to go, and Blauett will take seconds on the wild pitch. Counts 2-0. And the man on the mound for Sibley Cheatham is number 4. And I'll get some numbers on him. It is Cole Dykstra. Dykstra, this is his first start, his 3rd appearance as he misses for ball 3. But Dykstra, 2 1/3 innings. He's not given up a run so far this season. Given up 1 hit, 1 walk, and he's struck out 1 as well. That's in their first strike to Carter Vermeer, who came in last year, I believe his first year starting, and batted really well at the plate. As Vermeer will draw a walk. So now the Wildcats threatening to start the game. And that will bring up the DH, the sophomore Bryce Cook. As that's in their first strike. Ball gets away from the catcher, and everybody will be safe moving up a base. So runners at 2nd and 3rd now for West Lyon. And Bryce Cook, 1 for 6 so far. He's doubled with his lone base hits, and he has 3 runs on the season as well. He's walked 5 times. He's been hit once, so he's done a good job of getting on base. He hits that one hard over to short. The field, the fire over to first is in time, but the Wildcats get a run across. So a good productive at-bat by Bryce Cook. And it's 1-0 West Lyon. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Cooper Schoening. Schoening not a lot of playing time last season, so here he is in the cleanup spot to start game 4 as he looks at ball 1 high. And Shoney, he's 4 for 10 on the season. All 4 of his hits being singles, so he's batting .400. 4 RBI in the season. He's walked twice as well, so his on-base percentage is at .500 as he fouls that one away. So runner at third, 1 away. Wildcats with an early 1-0 lead. And Cooper Schoening at the plate as he lines that one up the middle for a base hit. Another run's going to come in to score. And the Wildcats lead 2-0 thanks to an RBI single by Cooper Schoening. And his good start to the season will continue. So 2-0, and that will bring up Tate Hoff. And Hoff so far, he's 3 for 10 at the plate. He has 1 single. He's hit 2 triples on the season as well. 4 RBI, also has 1 sacrifice. He's walked once as well. And he looks at strike 1. And Hoff also All-State running back on the football team. Also had a busy weekend at the state track meet a couple weeks ago as he grounds that to third. The throw to first is going to get off the glove of the first baseman. They're going to send the runner around third, and he will score. Schoening scores the 3rd run of the game for West Lyon, and it's 3-0 here in the bottom of the first. And that will bring up the catcher, Bryson Childress. And his father picked out a fantastic picture for him there for you on the graphic. As he hits that one hard over to second. Flip to second will not be in time. Everybody's safe. And there's runners at first and second. Still only 1 away. And a courtesy runner at first. It will be Jackson Heiser. And that will bring up Ridge Kramer. And apologies also for not being at the last West Lyon home game. I was out of town that night, but glad to be giving you the call here tonight. So Ridge Kramer, not very many at-bats so far on the season. 1 for 3 at the plate with a double and 2 RBI, 1 walk as well as he grounds that one over to first, and it's going to go down the right field line for a base hit. Here comes Hoff around third. He will score. And another run across for West Lyon. It's 4-0 here early as they just keep on pouring it on. Jackson Heiser, the courtesy runner, over at third as well. So that will bring up Riker Metzger. And Metzger, he's 1 for 6 so far on the season as he looks at strike 1. And Metzger, his 1 hit, a double. Also sack and well as 4 walks. So batting average not great, but his on-base percentage is fantastic. As he squares the bunt, can't get it down. Looks like West Lyon wanted to try a squeeze play there. Oh, 0-2 is the count to Riker Metzger. And runner goes. That's high and away for ball 1. And Ridge Kramer is in there at second base. Wildcats with an early lead and a good response from their bats after having a bit of a rough top of the first, even though it doesn't show up on the scoreboard. Two and 2 is the count. And the 2-2 is a ground ball foul. Counts even 2-2. Runners at second and third. And from from the stretch. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So second out of the inning. And that will bring up Keegan Roder, and it looks like we're going to get a meeting on the mound from head coach Nate Voss. And it looks like that will be well, maybe not quite the end of the day, but looks like just a meeting at the mound for right now. So Sibley Cheaton, it looked like this game is going to start off really rough as the Generals, like I said, bases loaded, nobody out in the top of the first inning. Westline got out of it thanks to a double play after a fly ball into right field. Got them their first 2 outs of the inning. So here's Keegan Roder. We'll see what he can do. And Roder, the senior, his first year starting for Westline. As he hits that one hard over to short, the field, the fire across the diamond is in time for out number 3, but not before the Wildcats put up 4. We'll get you the top of the second inning after this. You're watching Westline Baseball on YouTube. And we welcome you back to the ballpark in Larchwood. And leading off is the center fielder, Luke Heilman. Heilman, only a freshman. He's got a couple hits on the season, 2 of 9, as he skies that one. A soft line drive fielded by Blauet. Throw to first in time. A good play by Gage Blauet to get out number 1. And that'll bring up Carter Voss. He's the left fielder. 1 for 8 so far on the season. That misses away from Roder. Roder came in, saved the top of the first inning. And part of it was a good play by his outfield with Carson Meyer coming in, making a good catch. As that one's grounded over to short, fielded by Vermeer. Throw across the diamond is in time. A good play by Schoening at first as well, and 2 quick outs for the Wildcats. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Dawson Renner. Renner without a hit, but only 4 official at-bats. He's 0 for 4. He has scored 3 runs, but he's walked twice. He's been hit by a pitch once as well as he looks at strike 1. Only struck out once so far. So it's kind of a, with how early in the season it is, a weird stat line. His batting average is 0, but his on-base percentage is .429. That's in there for a strike. Counts 0-2. For nothing. The Westline lead in the 0-2 is a soft ground ball. And fielded by Kramer. His throw on the run is in time. A quick 1-2-3 inning thanks to 3 ground outs. And we've played 1.5. We'll get to the bottom of the second after this. You're watching Westline Baseball on YouTube. 3-0 is the count to Gage Blauette as that's in there for a strike. Obviously, I think Coach Kramer asking Blauette to take all the way there. Looking to be on base for the second time today as that's in there for a strike, and that'll run the count full. And the payoff pitch is a ground ball over to first, off the glove, having trouble with it, and that's not nearly going to be in time with the pitcher late coming over, and Blauette's going to reach on an error. And that'll bring up Carter Vermeer, now playing short. Started the game, loaded the bases, came out, but the Wildcats got out of it. He reached on a walk his first time up as well. Throw back to first, not in time. And Vermeer started every single game last season. He batted .328, 19 singles, 3 doubles. He drove in 30 runs last season. He walked 24 times as he grounds that over to third. A good play, and the only plays to first, and a good throw over there for route number 1. And that'll bring up Bryce Cook. He was the first out of the first inning as he grounded out to short. One away, runner at second base. However, Wildcats looking to add on to their lead. That's in there for a strike. And Cook, like I mentioned last year as a freshman, not a lot of playing time, at least on the baseball diamond. Only 6 at-bats last year, but he hit 2 singles. He was 2 for 6, and he walked as well. And Cook also already a 2-year starter on the football team. Started as a freshman, which pretty big rarity at Westline, I would say. Runner goes, throw down to third is not going to be in time. And Blauette in there with a stolen base. So runner at third, but Bryce Cook with that ground down the first, he actually drove in the first West Lyon run. So I mean, another one would drive in another run. Anything to the right side is more than likely going to drive in a run for West Lyon. But a 1-2 pitch is going to miss outside. Counts even 2-2. And that's fouled away. And Cook doing a good job of staying alive. I also noticed, I believe, a new logo on the back of the West Lions jerseys. I believe they added a West Lion logo above those numbers. It's looking pretty sharp. And they are actually completely new jerseys, as that one's going to get flied into right field and fall for a base hit. Another run's going to come in to score. Bryce Cook extends the West Lyon lead to 5-0. And I should say by new jerseys, not like a completely new design, but they ordered new ones. Just with that West Lyon logo above the numbers there. So the second RBI of the night for Bryce Cook. That'll bring up Cooper Schoening. He singled his first time up, came around to score. And Schoening last year, even more limited playing time as Cook, as throw back to first is not in time. I guess they're worried about Bryce Cook stealing. And I'm hearing from his football coach next to me, he is fast for how big he is. So we'll see if that'll be a problem for Silvio Chinas. That one's in there for a strike. 0-1's the count. But Schoening one official at-bat last season, and he got a hit in that at-bat. He doubled, actually. Swing and a miss there on a breaking ball. Out in front. As Cook falls behind, Schoening falls behind in the count 0-2. That misses high. And if you're just tuning in, we'll keep working on making sure that the sound comes in a little better as the season goes along. But I'm liking the new camera setup. giving you some new and interesting angles as that one's flying into shallow center field, and that will be caught in center field for out number 2. Schoening flies out for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Tate Hoff. Hoff in center field. He reached on an error his first time up, and Hoff had a good year last season. We're number 12 last year. We're number 1 this year. 351 was his batting average as he flies out into right field. Center fielder ranging over to his left, and he will make the catch as late signal from the base umpire as he went falling, but 3 away, but the Wildcats tack on 1 more. They lead 5-0 after 2. We'll get to the third after this. You're watching Westline Baseball on YouTube.
We are
The Siouxland Conference!
We are the Sheldon Orals.
The Siouxland Conference mantra is to compete on the court
And support off the court.
Compete with great sportsmanship and passion.
To create a supportive relationship for a lifetime.
We are the Sibley Cheatham Generals, and this is the Siouxland Pact.
R, represent. We will represent our school and the Siouxland Conference by showing up and showing out.
We're the Rock Valley Rockets.
And E stands for enhance.
Make the atmosphere better for both players and fans.
We are the Boynton Hall Comets, and S stands for support.
Support can be shown by cheering for your team and having a positive attitude.
We are the Okoboji Pioneers.
And the P in respect stands for positivity,
Which means having an encouraging attitude towards those competing, officiating, and spectating.
which leads to a positive environment.
We are the Central Lyon Lions.
The second E stands for example.
As a student section, we will set the example for others before, during, and after competition.
We are the West Lyon Wildcats.
The C stands for cheer.
As members of the Siouxland Conference, we cheer for, not against.
And respect all.
T together.
We unite to create a positive environment. Go Warriors!
And we welcome you back to the ballpark in Larchwood. And it's the top of the third inning. Keegan Rodert on the mound for Westline as that one's fouled away. Owen wants to count, nobody on, nobody out. That one's going to miss high. That's in their first strike on the outside corner. Counts 1 and 2. It's Alex Kruger at the plate, the freshman. He's 1 for 8 with a single. Driven in a run. Looking for his second hit of the season. Again, still a young season. Only the 4th game for both of these teams. Two and two the count. Nobody on, nobody out. That one misses outside to run the count full. And it's also been a good job by this West Lyon team of rebounding after a rough game 1, losing 8-0 to Spirit Lake. But I think with guys coming back from state track, as that's going to be a walk from Keaton Roeder. But it's kind of tough to start off fast when you have a lot of guys at state track, literally kind of right before your opener. And it looks like the Wildcats finally getting in a groove here. And that'll bring up Cole Dykstra. Dykstra reached on an error his first time up. Actually, I'll take it back. This is Riley Getzel. Getzel, I believe, did reach on an error his first time up. And Getzel 2 for 8 on the season, 2 singles, 3 RBI. He's walked 6 times. That's a swing and a miss for strike 1. So a .250 batting average, a .571 on base percentage. And the 0-2's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Roeder pulled the string for out number 1. And that'll bring up Kane Julius. Julius, a junior. He walked his first time up. And that misses for ball 1. And Julius, like I mentioned, 7 hits already through 3 games. 5 singles, 2 doubles, a couple RBI. Been far and away the best general hitter so far this season. 2-0 is the count here, so a tough count for Rodert against a guy who, at least so far through 3 games, has been one of the best hitters in the Siouxland Conference. Misses high and away, 3-0. Runner at first, 1 away. Squares the bunt. Pulls it back, call the ball. Excuse me, called a strike, I should say. 3-1 is your count. As you see on your screen there, Wildcats put up a crooked number at the bottom of the first, scored 4. That's a ground ball back to Rodert, who'll look to second. Throw there, and there will be no play at first, but a good play by Rodert to get the lead runner for out number 2. And that'll bring up number 23 as he swings and misses David Poppin. Poppin, like I believe I mentioned earlier, 2 of 7. And Poppin walked his first time up. And the 0-1 from Rodert, another swing and a miss. Another good pitch by him. It looked like he had Poppin fooled. And Rodert 1 strike away from getting out of the inning, and that's going to miss high and away, however. Runner at first, 1-2 your count. That's tapped down the third baseline. Going to be a tough play. Put in no man's land. The throw to first, however, is going to be offline. Going to be a tough play regardless with Kramer charging in. Rodert charging down the third baseline as well as Childress, but it'll be an infield hit, and there will be runners at first and second. And it's actually the first hit of the game for the Generals thus far here in through 2 2/3. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Cole Dykstra. That's a pop-up near us, kind of by home plate, and that's going to fall out of play. Counts 0-1. And Dykstra flew out to right field his first time up. And from the stretch, that's going to miss in the dirt, get away from Childress, and the runners will move up to second and third. A little windy, but you really couldn't ask for a better night here in Larchwood. Sun's out. Temperatures probably high 60s, low 70s as that one misses outside. So a couple runners in scoring position really for the second time tonight here for West Lyon. Got out of it the first time. That was back in the first. We'll see if they can get out of it again. In there for a strike, and Rodert is now 1 strike away from getting out of it. And the 2-2 is a pop-up out of play. And it will land harmlessly for a foul ball. Count remains at 2-2. Westside infield straight up. And a 2-2 once again to swing and a miss for strike three. Roeder gets out of it. The score remains 5-0. We'll get to the bottom of the third after this. You're watching Westline Baseball on YouTube. And we welcome you back to the ballpark in Larchwood. And leading off is the catcher, Bryson Childress. And Childress reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. And that's a foul ball right at us at the fence. Owen wins the count, just getting underway, bottom third. Westline leads 5-0. That's in their first strike, counts even at 1-1. And Childress last season got a little bit of playing time here and there. This looks like Westline also has a new pitcher getting loose, as I think that one thrown behind Childress. As we'll work on getting that baseball. And also might have been a ball that came in from the bullpen. As a fly ball into center, ranging over to his left, and it will make the catch for out number one. Ball kind of died in the wind right there. And there's one away. And that'll bring up Ridge Kramer. See if we can get the Westline bats going here. And Kramer actually did not get a single at-bat last season, as that one misses for a ball. But he was a pretty constant guy you would see in relief on the mound, as that's in there for a strike. Kramer had 2 starts, 5 total appearances last season on the mound. 1-1 is total record, 11 in the third innings. Give up 7 runs, only 5 of them earned, as he flies that one into center field. And that will be caught by the left fielder in left center field for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here for the Wildcats. That'll bring up Riker Metzger. And Metzger, another guy that got some spot starts here and there for Westline last season. Metzger, 1 of 7 in his limited at-bats last season as he looks at strike 1. But he did get 4 starts, appeared in 16 total games, had 1 single last year. Also drove in a run. Played a little second base, 3 walks to his name as well. As he looks at strike 2. 0-2 the count. And Westline in danger of going down 1-2-3. And that almost hits Metzger as that was in the dirt, kind of right below his feet. He hopped out of the way. Keegan Rodert is on deck. That's a fly ball in the infield. And second baseman calls it off, and it will drop out of his glove, hit the ground, and Riker Metzger is aboard, thanks to an E4. And that will bring up Keegan Rodert. And Rodert is first time up, grounded out to short, says the runner goes, throw down to second, and Metzger is in there safely. So runner in scoring position for Westline with 2 away. 0-1 the count. That pitch called a strike as that one's grounded. Going to be a tough play for the shortstop. Throw over to first in time for out number 3. So Westline does reach on an error but can't get him across. We have played 3 complete. Westline leads 5-0. We'll get to the top of the 4th after this. You're watching Westline Baseball on YouTube. And leading off is number 36, Alec Bosma. He's a DH. He'll ground that over to short. That's fielded by Vermeer. Throw over to first. A little low, but caught by Schoening for out number 1. And something that we'll see, I think, quite a bit this season is that ball will just kind of die on that grass. And I called a lot of baseball games this spring at Northwestern where they were playing on turf and they didn't really get that luxury. And that's in there for a strike to Luke Heilman. Heilman, like I mentioned, 2 hits on the season, came into the game batting 2 for 9. Ground out victim his first time up. Swing and a miss for strike 2. To the count. And that will be strike 3 looking as Rodert. Another strikeout for him, and there's 2 away. And that'll bring up number 21, Carter Voss. And Voss, like I mentioned, 1 hit so far on the season coming in. He's 1 for 8. This is outside for ball 1. Voss, another ground out victim. I believe the Generals went down 1-2-3 a couple innings ago, and all 3 of them were ground outs. He was one of them. He's ahead in the count here, 2-0. Generals have threatened, but they've left a lot of runners on base as he swings and misses for strike one. Aggressive on a breaking ball there, 2-0. I don't mind being aggressive 2-0, but in that situation, I think you take to go 3-0. Misses low, but here's a good count for him right here. 3-1. Roeder's gotten a couple of quick outs. And that's in their first strike on the outside corner. We'll see if Roeder can come all the way back here. And the payoff from Roeder is a ground ball off his foot. Off the foot of Voss, and he stays alive here, 3-2. And a 3-2 pitch once again, misses high. Roeder lost him for ball 4. And that'll bring the third baseman, Dawson Renner. Renner still looking for his first hit of the season, but only 4 at-bats to his name so far. Renner grounded out his first time up as he looks at ball 1. That's a ground ball over to second, fielded by Blauet. He'll flip to second for out number 3. Another quick, clean inning for Keegan Roeder. We'll get you the bottom of the 4th after this. You're watching Westline Baseball on YouTube. And we welcome you back to the ballpark in Larchwood. Bottom of the 4th inning, Westline looking to tack on some runs here. And it's the top of the order, due up. It'll be Blauet, Vermeer, and then Cook. Blauet has reached both times, but he reached on a walk, then he reached on an error. Still looking for his first hit of the game. Counts 1-0. That's a fly ball, foul territory, maybe playable, but that will go out of play for strike 2. Strike 1, excuse me, counts 1-1. And the 1-1 breaking ball. And it looks like Blauet actually called time there. Bit of a late time call, but nonetheless, no pitch. Count will remain at 1-1. That misses away. Counts 2-1. And that misses for ball 4. So the second walk of the game for Gage Blauette, that'll bring up Carter Vermeer. And he'll square to bunt, pull it back, runner goes, throw down to second is not in time, a close play at second. And it looked like Blauette just barely got underneath the tag. It was close. I mean, obviously I don't have as good of an angle as that base umpire, but it looked like Blauette might have been out there at second. Nonetheless, counts 1-0, and West Lyon has a runner at second with nobody out. Throw back to second's not in time. We've seen the Wildcats already try to steal third successfully. So obviously a good option to try to pick off over at second to try to keep Blauette honest. But Vermeer so far on the day, he walked and he grounded out. Little dribbler in front of the mound, and the throw to first is offline, and Blauette's going to come in to score. And West Lyon extends their lead to 6-0. So Blauette comes around to score. That'll bring up Bryce Cook. And through all the runs West Lyon has scored, they actually only have 3 hits so far, and Bryce Cook has one of them. He had a single in his last at-bat as he fouls that one out of play. He's 1 for 2 in total on the day. He grounded out his first time up back in the first inning. 0-1 the count, nobody out. Runner at second base. Little tapper over to third. Going to be a tough play. Throw to first is in time to get Bryce Cook. But Carter Vermeer will move up to third base. So maybe not the result that Cook wanted, but he did advance the runner. So a productive at-bat nonetheless. And that'll bring up Cooper Schoening as he hits that one in the air to left field. Shallow left field, actually still in the infield. And it's going to get away from the shortstop. And it looked like some nasty tail on that pop fly in the infield. And everybody's going to be safe. And that's a tough call for scoring, but I'm going to call that an error. Coach Balta might be, or whoever's doing Buck, I'm not for sure who's doing Buck, might be generous and give a hit there. And runner goes down to second. There will be no throw. So runner's at second and third for Tate Hoff. He's 0 for 2 looking for his first base hit. He reached on an error his first time up. Then he flew out to center his second time up. Good RBI opportunity here as he hits a little pop-up into left field. That will fall for a base hit. One run comes in to score. Here comes Schoening. And the throw to home is going to be in time to get Schoening at the plate. Great relay by the General defense. Wildcats do score one more, 2 away, thanks to an RBI single by Tate Hoff. So 2 runs across for West Lyon. They lead 7-0. So here is Bryson Childress. That's in their first strike right at the letters. Foul tip into the glove for strike 2. Runner at second. Wildcats have scored 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth. Bryson Childress looking to add to that. He's 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice, then he flew out to center. It's a ground ball over to short. Good play. Throw to first in time. for out number 3. Now before West Lyon scores 2. They lead 7-0 after 4. We'll get you to the top of the 5th after this. You're watching West Lyon Baseball on YouTube. And we welcome you back to the ballpark in Larchwood. Sibley Cheatham has some work to do. Down 7-0. And Roderts did not start the game, but he has actually gotten every single out so far for the Wildcats. And he's done a good job shutting down Sibley Cheatham. And that's in there for a strike. Counts 0-2. And that's in there for strike 3. They got him looking. That was Alex Kruger who they got looking, the 9 batters. So it's a 3-pitch strikeout, and that will bring up the center fielder and the top of the order for the Generals, and Riley Getzel. Getzel 0 for 2. He reached on an error in the first, then he struck out. As he looks at ball 1. Getzel is a senior for Sibley Cheatham. It's a ground ball over to third, fielded by Kramer. He'll take his time, throw across the diamond, is in time for out number 2. Good play, good strong throw by Rich Kramer. The Sibley Cheatham team last year went 7-13. And that will bring up Kane Julius. He was a starter last year for the Sibley Cheatham team. He batted well, 373 through 20 games as he looks at strike 1. Julius, last season, 23 singles, 2 doubles, drove in 9 runs. That's in the dirt for ball 1. Counts 1-1. Two away, nobody on. And Julius last season also an on-base percentage of .400 as he looks at ball 2. Julius only actually 3 walks last season. It's kind of a hit machine last year. That one misses away. Counts 3-1. And the pitch from Roder, it's a line drive that's going to fall in right field for a base hit. Good piece of hitting by Kane Julius. Sat back on it, drove it to right field. And that'll bring up David Poppins. And Poppins only 24 at-bats last year. He had 7 starts. He appeared in 15 games. 5 singles, 1 double, hit a triple as he soft ground ball over to third. Kramer fields, fires a little low, but it's dug out by Schoening, who's had a good day at first once again. So 3 away for Sibley Cheating in the top of the 5th. We'll get you the bottom half of the 5th inning after this. You're watching West Lyon Baseball on YouTube. Leading off the bottom of the 5th inning for West Lyon will be Ridge Kramer. And Kramer 1 for 2. He has one of the West Lyon base hits so far. He singled his first time up. He flew out to left his second time up as he flies that one into center field. Center fielder sprinting in shallow center field. It's going to be off his glove, and Kramer is going to be aboard thanks to an E8. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here for the Wildcats. That will be Jackson Heiser. And Heiser known for how good of a player he is as well. One of the starting running backs, also one of the starting linebackers for the Wildcats. And the first pitch to Jackson Heiser is going to miss a little low. And for Heiser, this is his first official at-bat of the season. He's been used as a courtesy runner so far. I believe his first plate appearance as he lines down a short throw back to first. They caught Kramer off of first base on a line drive, and there's 2 away. Heiser hit it decently hard, just right over to shorts. And the double play makes it 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Still early in the season, I think West Lyon's going to shake off those base running errors as the season goes along. And that'll bring up Roeder. Roeder has 2 groundouts at the plate, but he's pitched a good game on the mound as well. Come in, and he's actually pitched 5 complete innings, although he did not start the game. And he's done a good job of keeping the Generals at bay. As he hits that one hard over short, it'll be underneath the glove. And I'm going to call that a base hit for Keegan Roeder. And we're going to have a courtesy runner over at first, I believe. That is going to be Easton DeYoung. I knew he was a DeYoung, just didn't know which one it was. So 2-way, we'll see what Blauette can do. And Blauette has reached every time he's been up to the plate, but he's actually 0 for 1. He walked his first time up, reached on an error his second time up, then he walked his third time up. Also has a couple stolen bases. And a couple decent plays in the field as he looks at ball 1 low. like I mentioned earlier, came into this game only 1 hit, but again, still pretty early. This is the 4th game of the year for either team, as throw to first is not in time. And the 1-0 is going to miss high. So a good count here for Gage Blauwad. It's a ground ball over to second. And a good play and a good throw. A little low, but that will be out number 3. So the Wildcats can't get a run across in the bottom of the 5th inning. We play 5 complete. Westline leads 7-0. We'll get you the 6th inning after this. You're watching Westline Baseball on YouTube. And we welcome you back to the ballpark in Larchwood. And leading off this inning is going to be Cole Dykstra. Dykstra has the only base hit of the game. Actually, the second, one of the 2 base hits of the game for Silvio Cheatham. And that's another line drive that's going to fall into right center field, make that a 2nd hit of the game for Cole Dykstra, the 3rd hit of the game for Silvio Cheatham, and they have a runner aboard. But Keegan Roeder's done a good job, like I've mentioned. 4 strikeouts through 5 innings of work. Now, 3 hits on the day for him, 2 walks. And, of course, the most important thing, he's given up no runs on the day as well. One and 0 is the count. Runner at first, nobody on. Excuse me, runner at first, nobody out, I should say. Jammed him, back to Roeder, throw to second in time. There will be no play at first, but a good play by Keegan Roeder to get Alex Bosma to ground out to him. And that'll bring up Luke Heilman. Heilman 2 for 9, couple singles, 3 RBI. That was coming into the game today. Misses outside for ball 1. Runner at first, 1 away. That misses high and tight for ball 2. 2-1 is the count to Heilman. That's a ground ball foul. That'll even the count at 2-2. And as the sun is setting here in Larchwood, turning a little chillier. I think people have their blankets out already, but they're definitely out now. 2-2 pitch is a swing and a miss. Drop third strike. And the throw over to first, runner back in time, but because first base was occupied, the batter couldn't get over to first on the drop third strike. And the runner almost caught stranded at first base. So 2 away. This is number 21, Carter Voss. And Voss so far on the day, he is 0 for 1. He has a ground out and a walk as he swings through that one. 1-1's the count. That's a foul ball out of play. 1-2's the count. West Lyon leads 7-0. One and two is the count to Carter Voss. Only a sophomore. Looking to get something going here for the General offense. The 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Generals threaten with the leadoff hit, but can't get anything across. And there's 3 away. We'll see if the Wildcats can get 3 runners across the plate to end the game early. But watching West Lyon baseball on YouTube. Park at Larchwood. Carter Vermeer will lead off this bottom of the 6th inning for West Lyon. Vermeer walked his first time up, grounded out his second time up, then laid down a sac bunt his third time up. In their first strike. Oh, and 1 is the count to Vermeer. That's a fly ball into shallow center field. And a good catch this time by the center fielder. And we saw a play there earlier where he had to sprint in. It felt like he ran a good, almost maybe 30 yards earlier in the game. Popped out of his glove, but made the catch this time. And with 1 away, that will bring up Bryce Cook. He has a hit so far today. A hit, as well as 2 groundouts as he looks at ball 1. As he swings and misses through that one. And as I look down this West Lyon lineup, I believe their top 2 batters, Gage Blauet, Carter Vermeer, the only 2 full-time starters returning from that team last season. A very senior-laden team that made it to the state semifinals. So I mean, you maybe saw the score of game 1 and you think, oh, what's going to go on with this West Lions team? Well, there's new starters, and naturally, those new starters are going to go through some growing pains as Cook fouled that one away. And trust me, I've been a part of teams that had to fill in new starters. I kind of know that pain. It takes a little bit, but I think this team has proven that they'll get better throughout the season. And that's going to miss high. Counts 3-2. Actually, I'll take that back. 3 full-time starters. I'll say Gage Blowett, Carter Vermeer, and Tate Hoff are your 3 full-time starters that come back from last year. That's grounded over, fielded by the first baseman, flipped to first off the glove of the pitcher, and Cook will be in there safely. He had to scramble back to first. Is he back in time? Yes, he is. Rounded first, just barely got back in time, and he'll be safe there at first. And the Wildcats are going to put a pinch runner over at first base. And it will be Mason McCarty. And that will bring up Cooper Schoening. Schoening 1 for 3. Singled his first time up, flew out, then he reached on an error. And the first pitch to Schoening misses, low and away for ball 1. One away, runner at first base for West Lyon as they have a commanding 7-0 lead. That misses low as they scored 4 in the first, and they just kind of cruise from there so far. Great pitching by Keegan Roeder. They have had to take advantage of some Sibley Cheaton errors. They got some good base hits when they needed them. As the runner's going to go, throw down to first. McCarty's in there safely with the stolen base. Counts 3-0. And the 3-0 pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Schoening taken all the way. Schoening up. Tate Hoff is on deck. He has a base hit as well. That's going to miss low for ball 4. Schoening aboard with a walk. So runners at first and second now for Tate Hoff. Hoff drove in a run his last time up as he flies that one into foul territory. That's going to go out of play for strike 1. Hoff has been successful as a multi-sport athlete as he grounds that one over to short, flipped a second in time, and they will have no play on Hoff at first base. So Sibley Cheaton does get an out, but the runners will be at the corners for Bryson Childress. So here's Bryson Childress. We'll see if he can get a couple more assurance runs here for West Lyon. Runner goes. There will be no throw. They'll just check on the runner at third. And there's runners at second and third now for West Lyon. Childress reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. Flew out to center. Then he grounded out to short. The fly ball in a shallow right center field. Gonna be trouble. That's gonna fall for a base hit. One run's gonna come in to score. Here comes the second run, and Hoff scores, and it's 9-0 West Lyon. Tough play, especially maybe with the wind howling a little bit in a tough spot in shallow right center field. And with an RBI single, West Lyon extends their lead to 9-0. And the courtesy runner now at first is going to be Sam Underberg. Here's Rich Kramer. Kramer is 1 for 3. He singled his first time up, flew out to left his second time up. Then he reached on an error by the center fielder his third time up. That's in there for a strike. 0-1 the count to Ridge Kramer as West Lyon actually 1 run away from ending this thing early. That is a line drive off the glove of the second baseman, but his throw to first is in time. So we played 6 complete. We'll get you the top of the 7th after this. You're watching West Lyon Baseball on YouTube. And we welcome you back to the ballpark in Larchwood. Wildcats 3 outs away from getting another Siouxland Conference win. It is now Riker Metzger on the mound for the Wildcats. Metzger, no pitching appearances yet this year. This is his first time on the mound this season. Had 1 appearance last year. His appearance last year went 1 inning as he gets a strike over. Gave up 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Some decent velocity coming in from Metzger as well. Counts 1-1. That's a fly ball in foul territory, may be playable, but that will go out of play. At the plate right now is David Poppin. As he grounds that over to third, fielded by Kramer. He'll take his time and get it over to first for round number 1. And that'll bring up the 9-batter, Alex Kruger. Again, only a freshman, but Kruger reached on a walk his first time up, then struck out his second time up, his third at-bat, or third plate appearance, I should say, of the game as he looks at ball 1. It's looking like early we might have a bit of a battle here with Silvio Cheatham loading the bases to start the game, as that's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Starter for the game, Carter Vermeer, came out of the game at that point. Keegan Roeder came in and ended up pitching, getting every out of the game until the out that Metzger just got there, as he humps out in for a strike, counts 1-2. From the lineup, the 1-2 from Metzger is a breaking ball. It's going to miss low and inside. But Roeder, I believe, again, this is unofficial, I believe Roeder had 6 strikeouts, giving up 3 hits, 2 walks. And, of course, giving up no runs. His out and misses away. Counts full. Nobody on and 1 away. That misses away, so ball 4. And that will bring up the top of the order. Now for Riley Getzel, mentioned earlier, 2 hits on the year coming in, has not gotten a hit so far today. Reached on an error his first time up, struck out, then he grounded out as he swings and misses at something above the zone for strike 1. And the 0-1. And their first strike on the outside corner. So Metzger, after walking the last batter, works ahead here 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch is a ground ball over to short. Fielded by Vermeer. Good play. Throws over to second in time. Over to first is offline. But a great play at shortstop by Carter Vermeer, sliding on his knees as he gets out number 2. And that'll bring up the shortstop and the last hope for the Generals. It is their best batter, Kane Julius. And Julius does have a hit so far today as he pops that one up, and that'll go out of play. Looked like that one was above the zone, but somehow found a way to get under it. Actually, that makes sense that he got under it. Julius also walks his first time up as he grounds out over a second, and Blauett will put the tag on the runner, and that will be your ball game. West Lyon. I've called a ton of Northwestern games lately, but West Lyon takes a 9-0 win. And they'll take this Siouxland Conference victory, and I will take a break, and I'll be back with a little bit of a wrap-up. You're watching West Lyon Baseball on YouTube. And welcome back to the ballpark in Larchwood. West Lyon takes a 9-0 win, setting the tone early with 4 runs in the first, and then 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth, and 2 in the sixth to win 9-0. Just 1 run shy of getting that 10-run rule. And some of your stars of the game, Gage Blauett reached 3 times. He walked a couple times. I believe that brings his total up to 9 walks on the season, so he's done a great job of getting on base. Otherwise, Carter Vermeer walked in his sack bunt as well. Cooper Schoening got a single and a walk. Tate Hoff had an RBI single. Bryson Childress had a single. So did Ridge Kramer, as well as Keegan Rodert. And with the win, I think a lot of balls were dying as soon as they got into the outfield, so a tough night to get a lot of hard hits to the gap. But West Lyon taking advantage of some Silvio Cheaton errors as well. And if I were to give out a player of the game, I'd give it to Keegan Rodert. Came in and inherited bases loaded, nobody out, got out of the inning thanks to a good play by Carson Meyer getting the ball in after a fly ball to right field. And great awareness by the West Lyon infield, getting the ball over to third to get an out as the runner was kind of stranded between third and home. That got a double play going. And then I believe Rodert got a line out to end the game. But Rodert, again, these stats are not official, but I believe he went 6 innings, had 6 strikeouts, gave up 3 hits, 2 walks. So great job by him as he shuts the general offense down. Like I said, they got some things going here and there, but they couldn't really get that big base hit that they really needed to extend the inning and get some runs across. So looking ahead now for West Lyon. They will be at Okoboji on Friday. Okoboji, I believe right now, I don't know if they play tonight or not, but 2-2 on the season. And then if we look ahead at next week, West Lyon will have Unity Christian on June 3rd. We'll have the game for you there, and that's a Siouxland Conference game against Unity Christian. Obviously, Unity Christian just joining the Siouxland Conference. So the first baseball in-conference game between West Lyon and Unity Christian. That should be a fun game, especially with the history they had during basketball season as well. So then they'll have Sioux Center on June 7th, and then I believe a Saturday doubleheader on June 8th. And that'll be right here at the ballpark in Larchwood against Galen Catholic. So we'll have some broadcasts coming up for you within the next week and a half, and I can't wait to get them to, and we'll hopefully, again, have some better audio as the season goes along as well. I think tonight was all right, but I think we got a lot of good improvements for this year, also some things we can work on, but we'll get that going for you as the season goes along. Again, thanks for tuning in. You've watched West Lyon Baseball on YouTube.
Jordan, I don't know if my This is Jeremy Childress, Athletic Director here at West Lyon. Just wanted to give a shout out to Jordan DeSmit. This is all volunteer work for Jordan. As you know, he's way above our pay scale for the broadcast here at West Lyon, so he does it out of the goodness of his heart. He was always a big baseball fan, so he gives back his time tonight and throughout the season, so we certainly appreciate that. At some point this season, going to have a little bit of fun at a home game during a broadcast. We're gonna take a few donations from listeners out there to give Jordan DeSmit a little something for broadcasting West Lyon baseball. So we'd love to do that. So hopefully we have some listeners out there and we get a few donations in. As Jordan mentioned, we just kind of got a new setup going here. I decided that I'm not a very good baseball dad. I can't just sit and watch baseball games, so I decided to expand our streaming setup here, and we'll keep working on it. The audio, the wind that you're hearing, it was all my fault. I wasn't ready for that with the mic system, so I'll do some shopping on Amazon tonight and get that figured out, get what we have to. We want the visuals and the audio to match how good of a job Jordan does. So thanks for watching. Jordan, thanks again for everything you do for West Lyon Baseball.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you next time. Thanks.
Thank you.